Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today, oh boy, Amphibia just started to pick up a little bit on the plot. And it's doing exactly what I expected it to, and that is to start out just pretty slow as far as just developing the characters, slow on the plot related side. It's doing great on developing the characters, developing just the main area and where they're located. But as far as the story goes, we've only had that first episode, and then it's just been pretty flat. We haven't had too much other than that. But that all changed with the 7th episode, the second part of the 7th episode. Now, the way I'm going to be formatting these videos is I was originally planning to make a video on every 2 episodes, but since Monday and Tuesday's episodes really didn't talk about anything too big, I didn't really want to waste a video. So if there was anything that I want to talk about in an episode that didn't really concern too much about the plot and it was mostly just a filler episode, obviously with developing the characters and stuff, then I'll leave that to a video like this where there's something that I want to talk about. But if there's not anything like big like in the 7th episode that there was, then I will just make a recap, video at the very end of the week on Thursday when all of the Amphibia episodes have been out for that week. So that's how I'm going to be formatting these videos, and that's what you can look forward to, I guess, every week. So at least one Amphibia video every week, most likely more than one, hopefully, but that's just how I'm going to be doing it. But oh man, Anne vs. Wild, at first it seemed okay, whatever, and the synopsis really didn't have anything. Like, it would just sound like a normal filler episode, but that's the thing with the show. This is how I think the show is gonna go, and it's gonna and it's kind of similar to the way Star was earlier on. They just have like a fun little filler episode, and then they'd have something in there to sprinkle in at the end, and that's exactly what this is doing. At the very end, we learn that Hop Pop knows about the box that transported Anne and her friends to Amphibia. But before we talk about that, I do want to mention the episode prior, or the first part of the 7th episode, and that's dating season. And we learn at the end of that episode that Sprig does now like Ivy, and it's just setting a little bit of a romantic love plot thing. And I have no idea if this show is actually going to do a lot, but from what I've heard from the synopsises later on, it does seem to have a decent amount of episodes talking about, the love shipping aspect of this show. So maybe that'll be a prominent thing. This isn't the type of show that you would expect from that, especially since Anne lives in a world with only frogs and toads and just no other humans aside from her friends. So it's not really a show you'd expect much love plot, but you know what? I guess there is. So that's cool, I guess. We don't know Ivy's feelings because the show centers on Anne and Sprig, but maybe we'll learn that Ivy has fallen for Sprig as well. And from what I've seen, Ivy doesn't really seem like the person who would, but Sprig is now attracted to Ivy, so I wanted to point that out there. And with that, there might be some conflict between, I believe her name was Maddie, and Ivy in the future. If Ivy, does take a liking to Sprig, then they might clash, because technically, they did even make a reference in dating season that Sprig and Maddie are still kind of a thing. So, I don't know, I thought that was funny. So now let's move back to Anne vs. Wild. Now I'm not going to talk too much about what happened in the episode aside from the very end. Anne feels like her relationship with the planters have gotten big enough to where she can start sharing some more personal stuff, so she decides, hey, look, I want to show you how I got here, this is what it is, do you know anything about it? And Hop Pop says he doesn't know anything about it. He kind of makes it a little suspenseful, and then he just says, nope, don't know anything about it, until he goes to, confirm from his study that is actually the thing that he wants. And we did get a shot at the book that he was looking at the very end. It was a very short shot, so you had to pause it right at the right moment. But let's go ahead and talk about what I think this all means. Now up at the very top it says Calamity Box, and then under that it has Danger, and then it has Destroyed, and then it has Beware. Those are the 5 words that we have on here. So let's first talk about the Destroyed, because to me that looks like a stamp, and it looks like this is something that isn't good, hence the danger and beware, and obviously the skull. So my guess is the destroyed was a stamp put on the owner of this book, whether it was Hop Pop or someone else in the family, that just saying like, hey, yeah, we got rid of this box. But now the box is back. So the stamp destroyed was put on once they got rid of the box, so then they're like, alright, we're good with that now. So that's my explanation for the word destroyed. Now, danger and beware are obviously indicating that this box is not good. This has some bad thing, and indicating from the skull, we can assume that it causes frog death, or that's so what they seem, because here's what I think this box does. I think this box can transport people to and from Amphibia. So that's my guess on why this box is considered so dangerous, because when the frogs are teleported elsewhere, they just assume, well, they're dead now, because there's no real way to get them back. But somehow this box actually got from Amphibia to the Earth, and we don't exactly know how, and I'm sure that's something that will be revealed later, probably at the end of an episode similar to this. So that's something that is yet to be figured out. But there is the 3 gems, and we don't know what that means. And obviously, since the words are just scribbles, like we can't read it, it doesn't say like what to do or whatever. But my guess is, since there's those lines indicating like the gems are luminous, my guess is you can put the gems in the box or somehow like color the white gems or whatever, and then those gems is what transports the box to Earth, and that's how they got rid of it. So they just gave the gems color or got new gems that had color, and then it just kind of disappeared, and that's why they put the destroyed mark on it. That's just my very basic guess from what we have right now. That could completely change later in the future as we learn more about this box, but that's what we know so far, is just this page and that Hop Pop knows about it. So he could have been the one who created the box. He could have been the one who destroyed in quotation marks, he could have been the one who did that. We don't know, but obviously this is something that we will later find out in the future, probably at the end of episodes like this. My guess is Hop Pop is going to be sneaking around, taking a look at the box, and trying to get rid of it or something in secret behind Anne's back, and just trying to figure out how to get rid of it, or whatever he wants to do with it. And that's going to be happening like at the end of the episode. I don't think we're going to be seeing like a main episode dedicated to it, or at least anytime soon, but I do think that some of these episodes, just like the one now, is going to have something sprinkled at the very end that makes it pretty cool. So that's good. I'm really excited for how this plot continues, because again, we've really only had 2 episodes that have had any plot in it. So yeah, that's good. We're moving along, and that's just showing that this show does have a plot and it does have continuity, and that's something that I love. And the fact that they can reference things that happen in other episodes is just amazing. I love shows that can do that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, I think. I just wanted to talk about my opinion on this box page here and a little bit about dating season. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Check out Amphibia if you haven't seen it. It's definitely worth it. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
2/3 of all mates start with souls?